So realistically, a little fertilizer, a little change, a little boost might help shift things into a better space. I have over 20 plants out here in the studio, and to some people that might not be very many plants, and to other people that might be a supremely terrifying number of plants to keep living upright and breathing. Yeah. 10 years ago, if you had asked me if I was a green thumb, I would have ruefully laughed in your face no, not at all. And yet now, I don't consider myself an expert by any means. That's a stretch, but I am good at keeping them at least watered and alive. I'm kind of proud of myself for that. A while ago, we decided to make watering a little bit easier. So we got these terracotta plant stakes, and you stick them down in the soil of the plant, and then you get wine bottles or whatnot, and you fill them with water and flip them over into these terracotta stakes. And then the terracotta leaches the water out into the soil and keeps your plant watered for a week or so. So you just fill the water bottle, dump it into the plant stake, and you're good to go for a week. And I thought, that's fantastic. And that's really simple. And we've been doing that for quite some time, and I've loved it. But then this little brown thumb gal noticed that we had a little bit of a soil issue, because one day I went to put the bottles down into the terracotta plant stakes, and I noticed that the soil further away from the plant stake, which is still around the roots of the plant, was dry. And I tried to pour some water in the plant, and it just seeped right through to the bottom. And I knew this was a problem. Brown thumb, trying to turn green, I knew that we had a problem. And so I had noticed that some of the plants had dry leaves. I had noticed that some of them were struggling just a little bit. So I knew that something was wrong. I just really didn't expect this result with the water going straight through. And so now I had a problem. I had to either, one, soak every single plant in the sink with extra water to try to get them to absorb and reheal, or I needed to replant every plant with new soil and get new nutrients in there so that the soil would hold on to the water. And I really needed to make sure that when I started watering, I watered the entire thing of soil and did the plant stakes so that the soil was always getting watered. So while I'm recognizing this challenge, which is a couple of days worth of work, I also had an inspiration. In these conditions, my plants would continue to survive. They would continue to live. They wouldn't thrive, but they'd be fine. They could keep on keeping on and look okay, but they really needed a little bit more. They had just enough to keep going, and yet they could be so much more if I gave them just a little bit. And how many times have you found yourself in this kind of a situation where you're comfortable, you've completely provided for all of your needs, your physical, your clothing, your shelter, your food, everything is just fine. There's nothing to be alarmed about. Everything is just going along. Sure, maybe you could use a little bit more water and hydration, or your feet may feel just a little bit of tight in that pair of shoes, but there's nothing immediately wrong. There's no red flags screaming that there's a major issue. It's not horribly uncomfortable. It's perfectly fine. But it could be better, right? You're meeting all of your basic needs, but maybe a boost of fertilizer could help. And I have to warn you, that fertilizer is a change. That fertilizer is a shift. That fertilizer is going to cause just a little bit of a shock. No matter how big or small that change that you decide to put in there to adjust your situation is absolutely going to be a lot more of a challenge than you really think. And yet you're going to feel so much better afterwards. Cozy little shock to the system will actually make life fantastic on the back end. So the fertilizer that you need comes in the form of irritation, discomfort, shifting needs. Things are going to fall apart and absolutely turn to crap. The issues you saw on the peripheral edge are now right in your face, screaming for attention and focus. And it's only after you've dealt with them that you can finally find peace and healing. So you have to own your shit. You have to decide, yes, I'm going to move forward. Yes, I'm going to change it. Yes, I'm going to make things better. Let's take that job, for example. You're in this job and you go in day after day. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. You know the routine. You know the job inside and out. You get up, you get dressed, you go to work, you do what you need to. Then you come home and you have your evening. You spend it however you want to so that you can get up in the morning and you can go to work again. Now, everything's just fine. Or is it? Are you like my plants and you have just enough to survive, but there's not really any joy in it? You're feeling a little dimmer every single day. You love your job a little less every single day. And on some levels where you used to be excited to go into work, now there's a little bit of a drudgery. You really don't look forward to putting on those clothes that symbolize the job that you need to do. So realistically, a little fertilizer, a little change, a little boost might help shift things into a better space. How can you make it a place that you love again? Are you looking for a promotion or do you just need new challenges? So personally, I was in a similar space as my plants. I needed a little bit more than what I was giving myself. So I did my spring cleaning and I created an unbelievably fantastic space for me to snuggle up in and read a book or just be comfy cozy for a little while. I was starting to my wardrobe a little bit, and a couple of new wraps or shawls made it so that I was more excited about what I was wearing. And another one, that nightly question of what do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want to eat? Cooking together in the kitchen completely obliterates that annoyance and makes it an exciting time for the two of us to connect and really enjoy our evening and settle down together. All the little things that you can do to make a better environment, a better space, and find a little extra joy. If you right now find yourself in the need of a shift, I sincerely hope that you find whatever it is that is the perfect fertilizer to make life more comfortable and happy again.